everybody. This is going to be an honest should you go see a review for Batman vs Superman. Now, this is the spoiler version of the review. I do have a spoiler free version of it if you want to see that one without me talking about the details of the actual movie, because I'm going to talk about the movie as if you saw it. So if you do not want to know what happened in the movie, you should click off this and look at the annotation and go to the spoiler free version of this review, because I have that as well. So let's get into the spoilers of the movie and what I thought about the stuff in the movie, because there's a lot to talk about, but I'll try to keep it as brief as I can. But like I said, I will be talking about everything that happened in the movie. Okay, first of all, I want to say that this was a good movie, but there are a lot of things that did not fit in the movie. So there's going to be a lot of good and there's going to be some bad. Now, the good, of course, outweighs the bad in my own personal opinion. But, however, there is some bad, and the bad will be talked about to the point where I feel like it may cause some issues for people. Now, before I get into details, I just want to say the reviews that have been coming out that have been negative about the movie, I feel like they may have gone a little too far with the negativity. The movie is actually not as bad as those reviews are making it sound. Nowhere near it. It's actually a good movie. Now, people like to compare this to Marvel. Is it better than Age of Ultron? In my opinion, yeah, it is actually better than Age of Ultron. Is it better than the first Avengers? Nah. But yeah, it's definitely on par with like an Age of Ultron or something like that. So let's get into it. Okay, first of all, the movie starts out, of course, with the origin of Batman. It feels more like a Batman movie, but it is a sequel to Man of Steel. That same Superman is in this movie, and it kind of causes a problem because if you know anything about Superman traditionally, the Man of Steel Superman was a little bit too dark. He killed somebody, for God's sake. This is not really Superman's natural behavior, and he kind of carries that over. Now, the thing that's weird is this movie takes place 18 months after Man of Steel, and he apparently killed a lot of people in Metropolis. Now, Wayne Tower was in Metropolis, and this movie actually takes place with Bruce Wayne's side of the destruction because he was going there for a meeting, and he was trying to evacuate people from the building. And right as he gets there, all these people get killed right in front of him that he knew for years. And that's kind of crazy because it's like, wow, when you look at it from that perspective, you really don't realize how much destruction Superman did. It actually makes Superman look like a villain, and that was kind of dope to see it that way, because I was like, wow, when I saw Man of Steel, I never thought of it that way. Even though I did wonder why there was so much destruction, this movie actually goes, yeah, well, look what he did. So it kind of made Superman look like the bad guy. So he looked really dark in this movie, like if he had took red kryptonite. So with that being said, the only thing I found weird about Superman is he kind of carried that behavior over in this movie. Like there's a part where Lois Lane goes to some third world country, and she's in the desert trying to get an interview from this African guy, and he's some former terrorist or something, and she's with some guy who works for the CIA. Long story short, they kind of discover who he is and kill him, and right as they go to kill her, Superman flies into there, and he starts like just swooping everybody, smashing everybody around. Now they're claiming he actually may have killed people, but they won't confirm did he or didn't he. But the bottom line is, Superman is not the type of person to throw somebody into two buildings. Like, yeah, realistically, yeah, hell yeah, he's dead. So it's kind of weird to see Superman doing it. And then when Lois tried to check him and talk to him and tell him, hey, thank you, but take it easy. He's like, nah, anything for my girl. They don't know who they messing with. So he actually didn't even have remorse. And I was like, wait a minute, this is not how Superman is supposed to act. But I get that this is supposed to be like a modernized version of Superman. So I get it. I won't knock it. But just for the people who are fans, this is not something that they're going to be used to seeing. Me personally, I always thought Superman was a little too soft. So that's a good thing to see him being a little bit more hardcore. But Superman ain't supposed to be the bad boy. It's Batman. That's why you have Batman. Batman is supposed to be like the dark version of Superman. So it was kind of weird to see Superman being viewed as the dark person in this movie. And throughout the entire movie, he's like that. So that's probably why the movie is getting bad reviews. Because people who like Superman, this is not that same Superman at all. This is a completely different Superman. Now, let's talk about Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is actually a good Superman, which surprised me because I am not a Ben Affleck fan, and I did not like what he did in Daredevil. And I saw that Daredevil movie, and boy, was I surprised. I mean, he even looked like he got into shape for the movie and everything. Like, he, because Bruce Wayne is supposed to be a big dude. he's like a big guy, and Ben Affleck looks like a big guy in this movie. So I was like, okay, that's cool. He looks like a good Bruce Wayne. The bat suit now was kind of interesting because there's a part in the movie where he's fighting and he gets shot. Now apparently his suit must be bulletproof. This is interesting because I'm like, yo, they always kind of emphasize that he's so human, so mortal, but not in this one. He uses grappling hook. He does like a lot of mysterious things that make you borderline wonder, is Batman, does he have powers? Now this is cool because the last Batman, it was so realistic. Batman didn't even really do anything. He didn't even fight. Like when you saw him fight, he punched. He didn't even kick. So it's good to see him doing stuff like disappearing, using a grappling hook, busting out the floor. He does all of the stuff that you want to see in a movie. So they took a lot of pages out of the Dark Knight Returns and they made it look good on video. It looks really good. I'm gonna be honest, the cinematics are amazing in this movie. Now they have a lot of scenes in the movie where you see Batman doing stuff. Those are nightmare scenes. The scene where he's in the desert and Superman flies in there like he's gonna kill everybody, that's a nightmare scene. Of course, this is explained due to the fact that Bruce Wayne is haunted by his parents dying. He just torments himself and he tortures himself and he constantly dreams about it. So his new torment is Superman. So he constantly has like these dreams about Superman getting the best of him. So it kind of motivates him to do better. Now, I will talk about the fight scene between the two of them. The fight scene between the two of them is actually a lot shorter than I would have liked it to have been. It's probably like within the last 30 minutes of the movie. Now the movie is like two and a half hours long. So it kind of was something that I wanted to see a little bit more happen of. There is a build up to it. There's a lot of encounters between the two of them. But Lex Luthor forces them into this fight by kidnapping Superman's mom. That's how he was able to force the fight to happen because Superman wasn't going to do it. Now, of course, in the comic book version, the president asked Superman to stop vigilantes, and Batman was one of those vigilantes who just would not stop. And then when the Joker died, that was like kind of it for him. So that's how they got into it then. But in the comic book, that was that. In this movie, it's because he kidnapped his mom. Lex Luthor is actually a great character. The actor is pretty dope in this movie too. I think he's a good actor. I've saw him in a lot of other movies, but he made this Lex Luthor work because a lot of people were for some reason concerned with him, but he's such a good actor. I knew he would pull this off. He pulls off crazy very well. He pulls off intelligent very well. So when you mix the two together, this is what you get with this Lex Luthor, which is actually kind of different because he usually comes off as way more of a genius than crazy. And this one, he comes off as straight up crazy. There's a scene where he blows up a whole courtroom full of people. So I was like, wow, this dude is like completely ruthless and crazy. Of course, Doomsday is created from General Zod's body. Everybody was saying out on the internet, so that rumor is true, unfortunately. And Doomsday is forced into the movie. He felt like he didn't even need to be in the movie, and they just did that to have a villain, and it was kind of annoying because it looked like they did that just to get past it, because the ending of the movie, of course, is the same as the book where Superman is killed by Doomsday. So Superman does die. Now, I'm not going to get into that right now. Let me talk about some of the other characters, and then we'll get back to that. Wonder Woman in the movie is annoying because she was a good character. The actor is good and everything, don't get me wrong. The Wonder Woman works. I was worried about Wonder Woman, but it works in the movie. But the problem is, she's in the movie and they don't really tell you why. She's there, and she's saying that she's interested in Lex Luthor and finding out what he's up to. Apparently, Lex Luthor is this person that everyone thinks is up to something bad, and he is. But she's just there just to figure out what he's doing. And it's like, that's a bogus reason to be in this movie. Very bogus reason to be in this movie. So I'm very disappointed in the plot as far as why she's there. That was very corny and lame. They forced her into the movie just so they could do a Justice League movie. So that is annoying because they should have just waited and gave her own movie because she was a good character. She did a thing. Like, she's using the magic lasso. She's using her bracelets. They don't even show you like none of this stuff. You just see a scene and the next thing you know, you see the lasso around Doomsday and you're like, whoa, that's way too cool to just have it already on him. You don't see her pull it out and spin it like she does in the books. You just see the lasso around Doomsday. She's holding him in place for Superman to stab him with a kryptonite spear. So it's just like things like that. It's like, bro, y'all really should have slowed it down. As far as the Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg, they get small cameos of origins. For Cyborg, Aquaman gets spotted, and the Flash gets spotted. So it's like, oh man, y'all like really just y'all could have did better. So as far as the movie, they threw a lot of stuff in there to me just so they could get it out of the way. They made this movie just to get the stuff out of the way for a Justice League movie. It just so happens that you get an amazing Easter egg, which is the Batman vs Superman fight. So I can understand some of the criticism this movie gets, but I'm gonna be honest, the Batman vs Superman fight is so good, it's worth it. I'm gonna keep it real. The fight is really good. Batman busts his shit. Remember, this is the spoiler version. So if you didn't want to hear that, you shouldn't have been watching. Man, does Batman fuck Superman up. And I mean, man, Superman is so cocky in this movie. Just the way he gets his ass handed to him is amazing. So I'm going to be honest. I actually enjoyed watching Ben Affleck beat Henry Cavill's ass like that. That was funny. Because Superman, every time he saw Batman, he was just straight sunning him. He's like, yo, listen. Move. Get out of my face, bro. And you know, Ben Affleck's Batman was like, you got that, son. You got that. He's like, I always got that. Out of my way. So it was kind of funny when Batman came in that suit and he had that kryptonite and he was like, oh, yeah, remember me, dog? I got something to say about all that. And then Superman's like, anyway, look, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to have to squash you like a little insect because they kidnapped my mother. That's the only reason I'm here. Don't make me do it to you. And Batman's like, oh, do it by all means. Check this out. So that fight is definitely something that when you see it coming, you want Batman to win the fight just because of how cocky Superman was in the movie. So it was a good movie, man. All in all, man, it's definitely something you should go see. As far as the ending of the movie, now they do the death of Superman at the end of the movie, which kind of was a surprise because I'm thinking the way they rushed everything, they're not gonna do the death of Superman because what are they gonna do? Kill him and then bring him back? They actually leave the movie on a cliffhanger where Superman is dead. Now, of course, if you pay enough attention, you could hear like a heartbeat in the coffin. Right when they go to throw the dirt on it, you hear a heartbeat and then you see the dirt rise up. Now, they do a little bit different than Marvel. You know how Marvel makes you wait till after the credits for that? This movie didn't do that. That was it, and then the credits, and that's the end of the movie. You go your ass home. But at the end of the day, yeah, man. There has some good sequences in the movie. The movie was good. All of the actors actually fit. The only character in the movie that really didn't have to be there was Doomsday. Doomsday definitely was there so they could have a villain in the movie. The Man of Steel Superman is a little too dark for Superman. I don't know how they're going to fix that, but they definitely, in my opinion, are going to have to do something with that because he was just a little bit too dark. You know, even his costume is kind of dark. His red is like dirty red. Like you can't even see that it's really red. The blue looks kind of dark. It's just he's way too on the dark side. He's like a bad boy Superman, and that doesn't work. He's like Superman if he took red kryptonite in this movie, and that's kind of like what you're getting. And when you see that, anybody that's traditional Superman fans, they're not gonna really understand that, and that's gonna cause them to say, I don't know if I like it. It's gonna cause them to distrust it. But in my own personal opinion, overall, I really did love the movie. I'm definitely going to see it again in theaters, and I'm definitely going to get the Blu-ray. Like I said, if you want to ask me any questions about the movie, ask me in the comment section. If you saw the movie, let me know what you think in the comment section. If you're not going to see it, let me know why. If you think it was good or bad, either way, let me know what you thought of everything. Let me know what you thought of the Wonder Woman character, what you thought of Lois Lane. Lois Lane in the movie, they kept saying how in the reviews that she was a good character. In my opinion, she was helpless. Every time I looked, Superman was saving her. Superman almost died saving her. So it was like, I don't know, like they kept making her the damsel in distress. I think those feminists are gonna go ham on them for that because I can't even lie. Every time you seen her, she needed help with something from Superman. So I was like, yo, y'all might not be wanting to do all of that these day and age. It's 2016, man. Women can take care of themselves now. So DC might get a little slap for that. But anyway, with that being said, like I said, let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I really did enjoy the movie. One last thing I will say, though, for you people out there that are saying that you didn't like it. The movie is very, very, very serious. The tone is 100% serious. No laughing, no joking. So when you come in there to watch that movie and you think you're going to get like a break from the seriousness with a laugh in here and there, you will get a joke or two from Ben Affleck when he's Batman. But even his jokes is dead serious. You have to figure out whether he's joking or serious. That's how serious the jokes are. So there is no Marvel humor in this, none of that. It's just a straight dark movie. And I can see why people kind of was like, oh man, this is way too serious because you get a little mixture in most movies where they break up humor with action. This movie is just straight up drama and action, all 2.5 hours of the movie, completely beginning to end. Even the part where Batman saves Superman's mom, because he saves her and he tells her she's looking, and it's fun. That was a funny joking moment when he looks at her and says, "Oh, don't worry, I'm a friend of your son's," and she's like, duh, you have a cape, I kind of could tell. That was funny, but that was like in the middle of a shootout. So that just shows you just the humor is even dead serious in this movie. So the movie's pretty good. I actually like that. It's more of an adult movie. It got a PG-13 rating because I could tell that's the way they edited that. But I really want to see the rated R version because a few people died in this movie. I'm 100% sure Batman killed at least 10 people. Superman killed at least 10 people in this movie. They won't confirm deaths, but they talk about people dying, and I'm sure people did die. Anyway, this video is long enough. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you're gonna go see this weekend or next week or during the week, let me know. If you did see it, let me know what you thought. I'm out of here. Later. Peace. Exactly the same as far as the edges and the way that things reflect. Now, the game should be around 1080p, but this is not confirmed. On my display, it did register as 1080p on both consoles.